Said, little bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive, these is red bottoms, these is bloody shoes. Hit the school, I can.
You wanna know something?
So I thought my last 5 video background was kind of boring, so I didn't officially change it, but I just kind of sat on the floor. I really didn't do nothing, just sit on the floor. So let's just get straight to it. I ran a poll on Twitter of what story time you guys wanted to hear, and the first time and the only time I got arrested won. So here we go. Okay, so once upon a time, sophomore year, there was this girl. Her name was Melissa. That's not really her name. I changed it though, because why would I tell you her real name? Oh, Melissa. Melly. Hey girl. Oh, so there was this girl, Melissa. So me and Melissa, we argued. We had our differences or whatever. A week after we argued, okay, me and this girl, we're gonna call her Stacy. So me and Stacy were walking to my house from school, and Stacy's aunt was gonna pick her up at my house after school. Last thing on my mind was Melissa and that argument a week ago. Time's ticking. That argument was expired. Long story short, we're walking to my house, and this car pulls up, and this grown ass lady, old ass lady, gets out the car, and she was like, "What's up, y'all bitches wanna fight?" And me and Stacy looked at each other like, huh? Who? What? Huh? Where? How? Why? So we were just so confused, and we had no idea who she was. We were just like, huh? Stacy was like, "Who are you?" She goes, "Come here, Melissa." And Melissa gets out the car, and we're a block away from school, and I had gotten into a fight the previous year at school, and they told me if you fight one more time, you're gonna get kicked out, and I didn't want to get kicked out. But Melissa comes out the car, and she's putting her hair up, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to fight. So I tell them, my house is literally down the street. I live 5 blocks away. So I told them, my house is down the street. If you really deep down in your heart and you can't sleep without it, if you really want to fight, just drive a few more blocks down. And they refused to, and they didn't want to. They literally wanted to fight right there, but I just feel if they really wanted to fight right there, she would have hit me. But I get my little iPhone X Plus 3000 out, and I'm calling my mom, and then it goes to voicemail. And then I hung up, and I called again. Before I could even hear the first ring, before I even heard the first ring of calling my mother, Melissa's mom goes this is her hand. "What do you need your mom for?" And I'm like, first of all, you don't touch me, okay? And I'm just what do I need my mom for? Wait, 1 + 1 = 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3 is 8, 9, 10, 11. What do you need your mom for? What did Melissa need her mom for? And a grown woman just put her little 2 fingers on me while I'm trying to call, and you're gonna ask me what I need my mom for? To whoop your ass. But why did Melissa need you? There was a bobby pin hanging. I just knocked it down. Don't ask me why I needed my mom. Why did Melissa need you over a week expired argument? So, whatever. I told them, if you want to fight, my house is a few blocks down. Meet me there. I'll meet you there. Whatever. They ended up getting in the car. I remained untouched. So did Stacy. They get in the car, Melissa and her mom, and they take off and they go the opposite way of my house. That way. We go to my house and Stacy's aunt again was gonna pick her up, and as soon as she pulls up, we tell her what happened. We're like, this crazy ass lady came and she put her hands on me, her fingers I guess, but don't touch me, sorry, don't touch me, you won't get away with it. And she didn't. So I just realized that I never said like what happened with her mom, but like after I just said she never got away with it, like she did end up getting arrested too, so I just forgot to mention that in my story. So she was like, oh hell nah, come on, get in the car, we're gonna go to her house. And I was like, yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. And she was like, no, you're not going. And I was like, she's like, Stacy is my niece, if she gets in trouble, like that's my fault, like I took her there, I'm not responsible for you, like if you get in trouble, like, you know. So I was like I felt bad. I was like I get what she did was wrong, but at the same time, like she didn't really do much to Stacy. So it's like if Stacy were to go to her house and get arrested, like it ended up happening, or say Stacy were to get her ass beat, I would have felt bad because the situation was because of me and I didn't go with her. So I would have felt bad. We are at my house and whatever, I finally get Stacy's aunt to let me go. And while I go inside, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go inside, I'm gonna change my shoes because I don't want to crease them, and then we're gonna go. And I was like, meanwhile, you text Melissa and ask her what her address is and let her know we are on our way. Skirt. So she texted her, whatever, I come back out, whatever. She's like, dude, I put her address in Google Maps and she lives 2 minutes away. And I was like, okay, let's go. So we're on our way there, probably like a minute away, and we're calling Stacy's mom and we tell her the situation and what we're doing and where we're going and who's with us and how we're doing it and what's gonna happen and what's not gonna happen and everything. And her mom tells us not to go to her house until her mom is with us, and she's like, I'm leaving work right now, do not go to her house until I get there. And she made that clear, crystal clear, like don't go to her house until we get there. So we decided not to go to her house, but to drive around her block to see what house it was, you know. Found out what house it was. Honestly, we didn't even have to like follow the GPS all the way until we found 123 Sesame Street. No, we saw, oh my gosh, we probably saw like 20 people outside of her house. Like everybody was outside of her house. Like, girl, they were ready, like hashtag strapped, but they were ready. Like there were so many people out there, and I was like, I looked at her like, girl, we're gonna get jumped, like whatever though. So right away we call this girl and we're gonna call her, Anna. So we call Anna and we're like, girl, this and this and this is happening and we're at her house and all these people are here, this is crazy, we're gonna get jumped, you trying to come or what? Now she was supposed to be like the backup, like if we get jumped, do this, but we weren't like, come fight with us, like get in trouble with us, like hashtag bad girls. Like no, that wasn't what it was. We're just like, just in case, you know. We go to pick her up again down the street. Come to find out, this girl tells her dad they were going to get ice cream. She's like, hey, like Rachel and Stacy are gonna come pick me up and we're gonna go get ice cream. He was like, okay, peace out, have fun, don't get a brain freeze. Like he wasn't like, okay, don't fight a girl, don't get locked up. Like that was the last thing he, you know, it's the last thing he wanted, last thing he expected. And at this point, like again, my mom has no idea what's going on. She's not even answering me, so I wasn't even worried about texting her. So we're coming like this way. I think I need something.
Here's her house.
Stacy's mom gets out the car. Reckless. She was like, who put their hands on? Like, shoot. Girl, she was just going off. All I hear is, bitch, fuck shit, bitch. She was just going off. And the lady comes out, Melissa's mom, and she's like, I said it, I did it, blah, blah, blah. Bold. And she went up to Stacy's mom and was like, I'll break your collarbone. Like some weird stuff. Like, I'll snap your neck in half. Like, okay. The second Stacy spotted Melissa, boom, there she goes. Here's Stacy, very upset, as you can see. Here's Melissa, frightened. And she goes towards and ... They fight. Little Miss Stacy gets on top of Melissa and starts winning. You know, she beat her up. Out of nowhere, this girl comes and saves the day. And it was like Melissa's friend, and she starts hitting Stacy. And I'm like, So Stacy and this girl start fighting. So then, sorry. This princess right here, Rachel, she thought it was the perfect time to go after Melissa. Rachel and Melissa are fighting while this girl and Stacy are fighting. Then we just hear like, stop, 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 everybody stop. We stop or whatever. And this girl hit Stacy again when Stacy stopped. So we were like, you don't do that. So Anna, the girl that we went to go pick up, was like, she said, oh no, you didn't. So Anna went after this girl. Let me change the color because it's getting confusing. So Anna went after this girl and they start fighting. This is our fight. So everybody around, like our side and Melissa's side, said to stop because the cops were coming. Another thing I need to mention is that we didn't fight because of me and Melissa arguing. We fought because her mom did the most. So how are you gonna do the most but call the cops? Someone on Melissa's side called the cops. First, step one, we drop off Anna. The reason why we dropped Anna off at first, why do I sound like I'm teaching? We drop Anna off, and the reason why we drop her off first is because she has, like, she been in self fights and she be getting in trouble. So we're like, girl, you gotta hide. So we go to take her home, and not even 30 minutes later, we get a call that the cops found her or caught her, because like they know like who she is. So they're like, I know this girl's address by heart. So I was like, oh my gosh, they caught her. But I didn't know that Melissa's side was recording the whole time. The whole time they were recording everything. So they got everything on camera. So I was like, ooh, tough. So the Stacy's aunt, the one who was driving us around, I was asking her like, okay, can you take me home? So she's like, I'm gonna drop you guys off at, because obviously Melissa's family saw the cars. So Stacy's aunt didn't have her license. So she's like, I can't be caught driving with you girls. Like, girl, y'all not worth it. So she drops us off at this McDonald's. And right across the street, not even, like in the parking lot, is this dollar store. I think it's like a Dollar General. And there's like Domino's Pizza right here. So it's like that, you know. So we go to McDonald's. And she's like, okay, you guys are going to stay here. And Stacy's cousin is going to come pick you guys up. The reason why she came to pick us up is to take us home. Because new car, new person, they're not gonna know. So we walk into McDonald's, boom, cop right in line. And we're like, oh my gosh, like obviously they had to say something like on the walkie-talkie, like these girls, this is what they're wearing and whatever. And when we walked in, hair messed up, face scratched up, like we just looked like we fought. So right away, without making any eye contact with anybody, we walk into the bathroom. So we walk into the bathroom and we start like washing like all the cuts up and like fixing our hair, and we look and we get all pretty again, and we look at each other like, you still look like you just fought. So we ended up going out and we see like the cop isn't there no more. So we walk out and we're like, we can't stay here, like I'm scared. So we decided to go to the Dollar General right across from the parking lot. Girl, we're walking across the parking lot and we see the cop car and we're like, dang. But he didn't see us. He did not see us. So we're in the dollar store and we go like all the way to the back. Like all the way to the back. And we're sitting there maybe for like 5 minutes and we get a text saying like, hey girl, outside, come on. So, oh, this is where I need my board again. So we finally like have somebody who has a license, who they don't know whose car, nothing. So we thought we were good. So this is the part that I have to draw out because it's like kind of confusing. So my house is on the corner. This is us at a stop sign. This is the cop at a stop sign. We got to the stop sign like right before the cop made his complete stop. So technically we should have went first. Now if we would have went first, I would have went home. But I was like, wait, like let the cop go, like let's see if he goes to my house. Like girl, I was scared. So she goes, and the cop's like, dang. Me and Stacy like ducked our heads, like he had no idea we were in there. So the cop goes, boom, right to my house. So we had to play it off like, don't go to my house. We had to play it off like if we were just going straight. So we just went straight and we went to Stacy's house. And first thing we did was change our clothes. And we had like a different color hoodie on and different shoes, like everything, girl. We were undercover. So I probably stayed at Stacy's house hiding for like, I don't know, maybe like an hour, maybe 2, maybe not. I don't remember. But I do know that I was like, okay, well, I think, oh, my mom called me and she's like, hey, like I missed your call. And I was scared to tell my mom what happened. I was scared. And I was like, oh, like, you know, nothing, like, are you home? I'm at Stacy's house. Like, she's like, oh, I'm on my way, I'm almost there. And I was like, okay. And I was so scared to tell my mom. And I was like, okay, like, can you guys take me home? So she goes to take me home, and I'm like, I don't know what made me think that the cops will like just forget about me and like move on with life, but no, they spent hours looking for us. Okay, so I finally go to my house. Stacy's grandparents leave from dropping me off, go back with Stacy. Everything was fine. My mom pulls up and I told her what happened, and she's like, oh my gosh, Rachel, like the cops are still gonna be looking for you. And I didn't tell her everything that happened. I told her, the only part that I told her was that Melissa's mom put her hands on me. I never said that I went to her house and I fought. So when I said Melissa's mom put her hands on me, my mom said, get in the car, you're taking me to her house, you're gonna fight the daughter, and I'm gonna fight the mom. And I was like, you see, that's the part I left out. And I told her whatever. We ended up fighting. We went to her house. Cops are looking for us. The second I said the cops are looking for us, we're standing like in my living room, which is like the front window is like right there, like you could see. Girl, 3 cop cars pull up, and they see like obviously like a car parked in my driveway at my house. So they were like, okay, like they're home. So my mom's like, well, you can't like hide, like what the hell, so let's go outside and let's talk. So we're talking, and my mom, like, I'm scared. I'm like, they just called me and they're like, can you stand right here? And it was like on the corner of the street, and this cop car was like coming towards me, and he would like come and stop and come and stop and come and stop. He'd keep coming closer, and I'm like, why is he doing that? Turns out Melissa was in the back seat identifying me, and I was like, I'm caught. So they're like talking to my parents, and they like politely asked me to go away so they can talk to my parents in private. And I was like, oh, okay, like whatever. So that right there, I just thought like my mom and dad, like they got my back. Like they're not gonna let them take me. That's illegal. Like I'm not going to jail. Like what is jail? I got away with it. Girl, no. They call me back to the conversation, and the cop says, do you have a belt on you? And I was like, yeah. You know, like, yeah, it's right here. Why? He's like, okay, can you take it off? And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Took my belt off. Still didn't think nothing of it. Then he was like, do you have any jewelry on you? And I'm like, I didn't have any of like these bracelets or nothing, but I did have this ring. And I had the ring on, and I like never took my ring off. Barely ever took my ring off. And I was like, yeah, and I took my ring off, and I was like, and I gave it to my mom, and he was like, okay, now can you turn around and put your hands behind your back? Like so calm and quiet, like so calm, like if it was normal. Can you turn around and put your hands behind your back? Like, and I was like, oh my gosh, like my heart just dropped. And my dad was like, don't worry, Rachel, you're gonna be okay. They're gonna serve you raviolis in there. You're gonna be fine. And I was like freaking out. So I turn around, he handcuffs me, and I'm like this. Well, like with them behind my back, obviously, but like this. And like they escort me to like this paddy wagon, and I get in, and like to get in, there's like a step. Girl, I couldn't get up there. Like usually, like when you step on, like you have your arms to like support you, but I'm just like trying to step, and I couldn't. I had a belt on for a reason, and they took my belt, so everything was out, girl. I was like, can y'all move? Like, dang. So they drive me to the police station, and the lady asks me, oh, when I walk in, I see Anna, and I'm like, girl, like, is this really happening right now? So I go to the police station. They take like my fingerprint, my name, my birthday, all that. And but the first question they asked me was, when was the last time you were here? And I was like, this is my first time, like I've never been here. And she's like, oh, okay, like you newbie, like what are you doing here? Like you don't belong here. And I'm like, I know. First of all, it was cold in there. It was freezing in there. I know a lot of females, when they wear sweaters, they only wear like a sports bra or like a tank top. I'm one of those, and I had a tank top on. And they were like, can you take your sweater off? And I was like, no, like I didn't want to be in there like with just like a spaghetti strap tank top. And I was like I don't want to, basically. And they're like, oh, well, if you don't want to take your sweater off, then if you don't want to take your sweater off, then you have to cut your strings. Like it was like the hood and the strings that come up. And I was like, cut my strings? And I was gonna get caught up because I was wearing my aunt's sweater, and she didn't know. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I didn't tell my aunt I was wearing her sweater. She's gonna kill me. Like this is her sweater. I'm arrested in it. She's never gonna get her sweater back. I'm never gonna get out. I'm never gonna see her again. Like what do I do? And they're like, I asked them like, why do I need to cut my strings, like, or take it off? Like I'm cold and I'm not cutting the strings. This girl, she said I was gonna kill myself, and I was like, oh, you see, like, just another sign that I just don't belong here. So they put me in like this little room, and I was in there for like a long time, and I kid you not, I was crying the entire time, like scared to death. And they opened up, like, I guess you want to call it my cell, but it really wasn't a cell. It was like a kid thing. But girl, to me that was like So they open up the little door and they tell me that I don't remember what they said. I just remember them saying, like, depending on if they can see you today or tomorrow. If they can see you today, then you're gonna see them today, which is like these detention people. I don't know what it's called. They took me into this room that's a like detention room, and they were asking me questions of like what happened, and like they had like speakers, and like I was talking into a speaker, and like they recorded everything I said. I don't know, but they're like, if they can see you today, then whatever, they see you today and you go home tonight. But if not, you're gonna stay the night and see them first thing in the morning. And I'm like, no, stay in the night, no. I was like, no, like, no. So whatever, they take me, thank God they could see me that day. Like, I don't know what I would have done, and I didn't even think they could do that, but whatever. So whatever, they're talking to me, whatever. After I get done out of the detention room, they're like, oh, can you come take your mugshot? And I'm like, no, like, I'm not supposed to have a mugshot. Like, I'm not supposed to have a mugshot. Like, no, like, this is so bad. While I'm taking my mugshot, they like bring this other girl in, like just like some random girl that they found and caught. So of course they ask her the same questions, like, when was the last time you were here? This is the last straw. Like, I just knew I should not be there. Me, Stacy, or Anna just should not be there. And they go, when was the last time you were here? And she goes, man, you guys just caught me last week. I was like, oh my gosh, like, no, we don't belong here. So like by this time, whatever, I go back into my cell or whatever, I go back to crying, and I'm like, my mom's gonna be so disappointed, blah 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 blah. And then I just remember thinking, like, this is what I did. I was like, I was crying like this, and I get up and I'm like, I thought I was supposed to get raviolis. Girl, I was hungry, like stomach growling and everything. I was hungry, like I was starving. And I was like, I could really go for some raviolis. But I never got my raviolis. Then, like, from crying so much, I got a headache. I caught myself falling asleep. So I had like my knees up and like my head like that, and I'm like, huh? Okay. I wanted to go to sleep so bad. And then they opened my door and they're like, Rachel Cruz, your dad is here. And I was like, oh my god. I jumped up so fast. And then they gave me all my stuff. Like, what did I have? Oh, I ended up taking my sweater off, by the way. So I took my sweater off and they gave me like my sweater and my shoes. What else did I have on me? Oh, I think I had a hair tie, but they never took it. Like, before they took me, they took it when I got there. So I had my hair tie, my shoes, and my sweater, and they put it in like a evidence bag, like an evidence bag, like if I was like a murderer. And I was like, thanks. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. And it was a school night, and I didn't get home until like probably like 11, and I get home at 11, and then everybody already had dinner by then. So my mom had like my spaghetti on the table for when I got home, and I'm like, this is not raviolis. But that is my story of my first time getting arrested. It was very, very, very scary and traumatizing, and I'm terrified and never want that to happen again. If I could handle that, I couldn't even imagine like big girl jail. Like, not for me. Just not for me. So for everybody that's in the cells, free them. I hope you guys enjoyed the story time, and if you guys want another one, comment of what different story time. Free everybody in the cells right now, because just free them. If they deserve it, free them. And if not, give them raviolis. That's it. But yeah, that was my story time. My very first story time. So if you guys want to hear more, go ahead and comment. And I will post my social media so you guys can have input, because I always ask my subscribers what y'all want to hear. So help a girl out. But Thanks for watching my story time.